In a small village in Japan, surrounded by ancient forests and crystal-clear streams, there lived a young man named Hiroshi. He was known for his intelligence and curiosity, but he was also plagued by a restless mind. He would often lose himself in thought, analyzing every detail of his life, replaying past mistakes, and worrying about the future. This constant overthinking left him anxious and exhausted. One day, Hiroshi decided that he could no longer live this way. He had heard stories of a wise Zen master named Daichi, who lived high in the mountains, in a temple known for its tranquility. Determined to find peace, Hiroshi packed a small bag and set off on a journey to seek the master's guidance. The path to the temple was long and arduous. It wound through dense forests, across rushing rivers, and up steep, rocky inclines. As Hiroshi walked, his mind continued to race, filled with doubts about the journey, concerns about the future, and memories of his troubled past. Each step seemed heavier than the last, burdened by the weight of his thoughts. After several days, Hiroshi finally reached the temple. The air was crisp and cool, and the sound of the wind in the trees was like a gentle whisper. The temple itself was simple but beautiful, with wooden walls that had weathered centuries, and a garden that seemed to be in perfect harmony with the surrounding nature. Hiroshi approached the temple and was greeted by an elderly monk. "I've come to see Master Daichi," Hiroshi said. "I seek wisdom to calm my restless mind." The monk nodded and led Hiroshi to a serene courtyard where Master Daichi sat, meditating by a small pond. The master was an old man with a calm demeanor, his presence radiating peace. Hiroshi bowed deeply. "Master Daichi, I am plagued by overthinking. My mind is like a storm, constantly churning with thoughts. I cannot find peace no matter how hard I try. Please, help me." Master Daichi looked at Hiroshi with kind eyes and said, "Come, sit with me by the pond." Hiroshi sat down, and for a moment, there was only silence. The young man's mind was still restless, but he tried to focus on the tranquility of the surroundings. After a while, Master Daichi spoke. "I will tell you a story, Hiroshi. Long ago, there were two travelers who set out on a journey to the top of a mountain. The first traveler was eager and filled with anticipation. He walked quickly, his mind racing with thoughts of what he might find at the summit. He was constantly thinking about how far he had come, how far he still had to go, and whether he would succeed in reaching the top. His thoughts consumed him, and he barely noticed the beauty of the path he was on. The second traveler, however, walked at a steady pace. His mind was calm, and he took in the sights and sounds around him. He noticed the way the sunlight filtered through the trees, the sound of the birds singing, and the cool breeze on his face. He wasn't concerned with how far he had come or how far he had to go. He simply enjoyed each step, fully present in the moment. As the first traveler continued, he grew more and more tired. His thoughts weighed him down, and he became frustrated with the journey. Eventually, he sat down by the side of the path, unable to continue. The second traveler, on the other hand, reached the summit with ease. He had not rushed, nor had he worried about the outcome. He simply walked, one step at a time, fully aware of the present moment. Master Daichi paused, letting the story sink in. "Hiroshi, your mind is like the first traveler, always rushing, always worrying. But peace is found in the present moment, not in the past or the future. When you let go of your need to overthink, you will find that the journey becomes easier, and you will reach your destination with a calm heart." Hiroshi sat quietly, absorbing the master's words. He realized that his constant overthinking had been like carrying a heavy burden, preventing him from enjoying the beauty of life as it unfolded. He understood now that peace could only be found by being fully present, by letting go of the need to control every outcome. From that day on, Hiroshi practiced being like the second traveler. He focused on the present moment, letting go of the thoughts that tried to pull him away. Gradually, his mind became calmer, and he found the peace he had been searching for. As he left the temple, Hiroshi looked out at the path before him, no longer daunted by the journey ahead. He took a deep breath, feeling the cool mountain air fill his lungs, and began to walk. This time, his mind was quiet, and he smiled, knowing that he was finally free.